Yes, it's my 5th year. This is this group that I have. When I first started at St. Paul's, um, they were freshmen on varsity, and so this is a group that I have a large number of players that this is my 3rd or 4th year with, and it's exciting because we've been able to develop a relationship of trust. Um, and I think that as far as preseason goes, this has been the most successful one in our program. Just this morning, I had 2 of my seniors tearing up and crying because it was their last 6 a.m. preseason workout. And I'm like, are you kidding?
For a long season,
6 a.m. Oh, I know, but 6 a.m. I would never would have thought. I hoped, but I never would have thought I would have had players in my program upset that they didn't have to get up at 5:30 in the morning for individual workouts, and so that was exciting. I've got 10 players on my varsity roster, and 9 on my JV. Of those 10 on my JV, 6 of them are seniors, post-heavy seniors. 5 of those are 4-5s and run the post for us. The remaining 4 players, I've got 2 juniors and 2 sophomores that are returning for us and will have significant role for us.
And did you feel like you took it seems like the last couple of years you really took a step forward in your progress. Do you feel like you're still on that?
Yes, I know. Like 2 years ago, we had a really good 20 and 8 season, and last year, if you look on paper, it appears that we took a dip. We finished 12-12, but when you break down our schedule, we really intensified the strength of our schedule. We went from going to local tournaments to going to a big time tournament in Montgomery. Same thing with this year. We're going to do that again this year. Instead of going to Montgomery and playing some of the Montgomery City schools, we're going to McGill. And so each year, I've challenged our players with something new, something harder, something that's going to push them a little bit. I would much rather run a program like that where we are testing our players throughout the season in preparation for being able to be more prepared for the postseason. And I think that the girls, it wasn't perfect, but I think that they're responding extremely well.
How do you how does this team compare? Could this be your best team, or how do you think it compares?
Well, I think every year we as coaches hope that this would be our best team. No, I think so. I mean, like I said, we're senior heavy, and I've got some certain expectations as far as leadership goes. Um, we the thing that I like about this group is that potentially 6 to 7 of the 10 that are on varsity could be major factors for us. And that's always is good when you go into competition, having multiple ways to put points on the board. You don't solely rely on the inside. You don't solely rely on the point guard bringing it up. You don't solely rely on a shooter having to knock down shots. And so I think that with the group that we have coming out, that we have threats at multiple positions, and that's always exciting as a coach.
How does your outer area schedule help you against Flora, Varger, Satsuma, Faith Academy, and who else? Who else?
That's 5.
That's it?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
How does that help you prepare for you?
And that was one of the biggest reasons we got into the McGill tournament. Our first 3 games are Baker, Jackson, and Blunt coming in, and I think that the style of play that they have can help us see possibly what we're going to see in area. We also play Alma Bryant, which is a nice team and nice competition as far as athletic ability. And we've also added Fairhope, and I think Coach McClure and I are in works with doing a game over Christmas together. So all of those teams are tough, athletic, well-coached teams, just like the opponents in our area. They all 3 have tons of returning players and points on the board and athleticism, and that's what we're going to face throughout the year.
How important are those 6 o'clock workouts when you have some very good basketball players playing volleyball? How important is that?
They're huge. I mean, they're huge. Like I said, our two main varsity volleyball players are Carly Rouse, and she's a senior, and then Rachel Bell, and they're both on the varsity volleyball team. And I expect them to be major contributors for us. And so being able to get a Brittany, like my four players that continuously of the three spots we have, my four players that hit the 6 a.m.s, because we had afternoon sessions too, but consistently the four players that rotated those three spots were Brittany Sharp, Kate Strickland, Alexis Drum, and Catherine Little. And that was huge to get that kind of individual one-on-one time with developing their, whether it's my point guard and fundamentals and handling the ball, or my bigs finishing through contact and body positioning. And so to get my hands on those players while I'm waiting for Rachel and Carly to join us is instrumental in how we are going to have to play to be successful.
Coach, have any of the players younger players that's coming from, that were on your team last year, have you seen them step up at all, this summer?
Yes, I was really impressed this summer. Probably the person I was most impressed with was Margaret Myers. She's a sophomore. She was a freshman guard for us last year, and she was very quiet for the majority of the season. And she really stepped in this summer and showed that she could defend the ball for us, showed that she could get to the basket and knock down the outside look. And so as long as we can keep her confidence where it needs to be and her understanding of how hard she's got to play, she's somebody that's gonna be really good for us.
Any full-court press we expect to see this season?
Will I see it? Absolutely. Will I be doing it? Will I be doing it? It depends who my opponent is. Like that's going to be schematics and strategy, right? Will I see it? Absolutely. But yeah, I've got about 6 to 7 core players. I've got Brittany Sharp has been with me for 4 years now, and she's done. I think she ran the 5 for me her first couple years because we had no bigs, and then even this summer I stretched her out to the 3. So she does everything that I ask of her. We've talked about Rachel Bell, and the thing that I love about Rachel Bell is that the first year she really played basketball was 7th grade, and she was extremely raw. And so she played varsity for us 8th grade in her freshman year, and so this is her 3rd year on competing at the varsity level. And so and I still have 3. I still have this year and 2 more with her. Carly Rouse, she was ineligible 2 years ago. She was huge for us inside. That actually allowed us to extend a little bit more in the press because we had somebody on the backside to help us out. And Alexis Drum, she's been with me since 8th grade, and she's shown a lot. Like I said, our backup point guard that split time with our point guard who graduated, I expect her to step in very comfortably.
What's the key, do you think, to having the type of season you want?
We have the type of team that has the potential to be very good, but we are going to have to be firing at all cylinders, and it's going to be a team effort. I don't know that individually at this point we can rely on 1 or 2 people. We are going to have to rely on each other, and that's something that we have really stressed this season, or this preseason, excuse me.
One of the great things too, Coach, in your 5th year,
Yes, sir.
these young ladies that you're speaking of that are senior heavy, they've had an opportunity to come in and grow with you, and you've seen them develop. What kind of benefit is that for you as a coach and for them as players?
Well, I think expectations. They know what to expect from me, and they know what I expect from them. And so as far as growing room on that, they don't miss. They get excited about workouts. They know what's not okay and what's okay, and how they have to step out on the floor each and every time. And I think that's built a trust between us, and that's allowed them to have a little more freedom, or a little more autonomy on the floor, because they know what I expect and what they can do.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you. I appreciate